Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about things that I've purchased that I regret buying. I wanted to start this off by saying that this is my opinion and it's not that the products are bad, it's just that they don't work for me. So let's get started. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is this Bondi Sands SPF spray. Now this works really well, but I just don't like the way that it comes out of the can. So I had a vision when I bought this of it being similar to the Cooler Mist, where my makeup is all done and I forgot to put on SPF, and so I just spray it all over my face like a mist, or I just spray it on my kid's face in the morning when we're in a rush to get out of the house. But the problem with this is it comes out all foamy, so I'll see if I can insert a clip of how it comes out, but it just comes out in these little bubbles that settle on your face. And the actual product is great, it works well, but it's just the way that it comes out that I don't like. So overall it is a good product, it's just the way that it comes out is really difficult to use in everyday life. So it's fine when you're like on arms and stuff like that, but just what I don't like is that it kind of makes a mess around all the areas, so I always have to be outside as well when I'm using it. But overall, good product, but just not very user friendly. These two I will do in tandem because I bought them both at the same time and I did use them at the same time, and one of them broke me out. So I don't know which one it is, but I have stopped using both of them just because I don't want lots of spots. I will say that they were great when I did use them, but I just don't want to break out at all. Like, I'm trying really hard to keep my skin as clear as possible. So Annabelle is currently using both of them, but I know lots of people who use them, Annabelle included, and absolutely love them. I don't know if they've got ingredients that are pore clogging, but I tend to get blemishes quite a lot. For my skin type, yeah, it just didn't work for me, sadly, because I really wanted to carry on using them. Another product I regret buying is the Rimmel Wonderful Brow. The issue that I have with this is that it's just way too pigmented and I have to be really careful with the application. Whenever I buy brow products I do go for a dark shade, and this is in the shade 003 Dark, but it's just very tricky to get the application right, whereas I use the Glossier Boy Brow, and although that doesn't set my eyebrows as solidly as this one does, it just seems to have a more natural finish, and I just can put it on like just randomly in the day, in the morning, like when I'm kind of half asleep, and it doesn't I don't have an issue with just, you know, just whacking it on, whereas this one you have to be like on it, and just you've had to have your morning coffee and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, it is, like I said, it's great at setting the product, but I don't like the usability of it, and also because it's waterproof it's a nightmare to remove at night time. So I have to wash my face, do my double cleanse, and then I have to use micellar water to get it all off as well, because the double cleanse just isn't enough. Another thing I regret purchasing is this Cora Organics Active Algae Lightweight Moisturizer. Again, the product works really well, but I just don't like the way that it smells, and because the scent is quite overpowering, I just never find myself reaching for it and using it at all, and like it's just been gathering dust in on my drawer because I'm just not using it, and I've had it for a while now and it's kind of oxidized and it makes it smell even worse, and so I regret buying this. I did buy it when it was on offer, so it's not as bad, but for the price and for what it does. I think there are cheaper alternatives. If you've seen my May favourites, you would have seen there's the Bioma, and that moisturiser is great. Even if you wanted to go for something that's a similar kind of price, I would go for the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, because that stuff is like amazing and it's so worth the price, and it smells like nice as well. And yeah, I just kind of wish this was unscented maybe, and then I would have used it more, because it definitely looks pretty on your shelves, but yeah, for the price I just wouldn't buy it again. If I were to buy a Cora Organics moisturiser, I'd get the one that comes in the turmeric range. I don't know if there's like, it's an actual turmeric moisturiser, but that one is amazing and I would 100% repurchase that one all the time, but this one just didn't really work for me. This one is a bit of a, I didn't like it at first and so I regretted buying it, but it actually works quite well for me now. So when I first started using this, the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream, I basically had a patch of skin around here that went like so dry, and it just had a really bad reaction to it, and I didn't know if it was in combination with something else that I was using, and so I thought, oh my god, that's just like a waste of money. I don't really know what to do, because it was literally brand new and I'd only used it a couple of times, and then that happened to my eye and it just looked terrible. It looked like some kind of eczema, and so I stopped using it for a while, and then I was just like, I'll give it a try in case it was something else that I was using at the time or something that I was using in combination with it. And since then I've had no issues with it at all. So this is like I said, it was a funny one because I did regret it at first, but I don't regret it anymore. My lesson from that, or my takeaway from that, is that if it doesn't work, maybe give it a break for a little while and then come back and try again. So once that patch had cleared up, I tried it again and it worked. So this one, I regret buying it because I don't use it for its intended purpose or its intended use, and it's my Dyson Airwrap. I have used the Airwrap attachment a dozen times and it never holds my curl, and so with this one I never use it as a hair curling tool. I just use it as a hairdryer, and granted I've had it, I want to say over 5 years, and it still works. It does cut out if it overheats, and it's seeming to do that a lot more recently, and I don't know if that's just because Annabelle likes to use it as a hairdryer as well, so it's just being overused between the two of us. But yeah, I think that for the price I could have just got a hairdryer instead, and because I never use it as an actual Airwrap, I regret buying it for that reason, that it's not what I actually wanted it for. And at the time I didn't need a hairdryer because I've been using it for well over 5 years as an actual like hairdryer. Then I've definitely got my money's worth out of it. If I'd known that it wouldn't work for me as an Airwrap, I would have just bought the Dyson hairdryer. Lastly, I've got a food and drink related regret, and it is the Perfected strawberry matcha tea. And what I don't like about this is that it smells more than it tastes. So I had a vision of not having to go to the shops to get a matcha tea, which costs £5 every time, and to buy this for £9.95 I think it was. And I was very disappointed because it's like those air up bottles where they smell as you drink them but then they don't taste of anything. And so I don't know if it's the case that it needs more sugar, but it seems to lack a flavour. And I mean, it says you can get up to 30 uses out of it, so I'll be drinking it for a long time, and I'm definitely not going to waste it because I can probably maybe get some syrup or something to put in it to give it a bit more taste, or maybe some kind of like sweetening type something. But yeah, for what it just was a bit lackluster really. And I don't know if I've just kind of like set it up in my head to be something a bit more wow because of the matcha teas that I've been drinking recently with like strawberry puree or something like that in it. I just kind of like had high hopes that it would be a bit like that, but just that I could make it home, and unfortunately it wasn't. It does smell really, really nice. It reminds me of those Nesquik strawberry milks that like I used to drink when I was younger, but yeah, it smells like delicious, but it just sadly it doesn't taste as nice as it smells. So I've made my matcha tea again, and I have used cow's milk today, and normally I don't really like matcha tea with cow's milk. I'll always drink it with oat or almond, and it does taste better with that, but I don't think it should be the case that you have to drink it with cow's milk, because if you're like me and you prefer non-dairy milks, then it's a bit of a shame that it just needs that cow's milk to make it taste a bit better. I hope you enjoyed this video. I upload midweek at 6 p.m, so either Wednesday or Thursday, and I upload a new video every Sunday at 6. See you soon.